MCE.
Yo, what up, man? This your brother OB.
Is he?
And this said Adams.
We MCE, man. You know what I'm saying? It's coming to y'all a little bit, man, real quick. So, yo, we just want to chop it up a little bit, man. You know, we've been in this music game for 20, 30 years, really.
Yeah, something like that.
But, yo, but one thing we wanted to touch on, man, is, you know, we are fathers. And fatherhood has been an important part of what we do as artists as well, you know. I'm a father of 5, so I'm on the go quite a bit, and you know, I like to be as hands-on as possible, but you know, fatherhood has its challenges.
Definitely.
You know, you got to be up for that challenge. You know what I'm saying? In this days and time, man, because you know the streets is waiting to claim your children. So
yeah, and it has a lot to do. Fatherhood has a lot to do with especially the kind of music that we do, and the kind of music that I want my children to listen to. You know, because I came a long way in what I said on the microphone compared to what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Definitely been there.
Yeah,
definitely been there, man.
Yeah.
I know some of I started writing, you know, raps at 17. You know what I'm saying? When I was in basic training in the military.
I was about 8 or 9 when I started writing.
I think we all were. I didn't start off writing songs. I started off writing my own little comic books and stories and stuff, but it transitioned to what it is now.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really thankful for all that what I used to do, because it sure helped mold that word,
Yeah.
mold and guide me to what I'm doing today, especially for the Doors. For the Doors.
I wasn't writing 16 bars or 12. I was writing like full page essays, man.
Back and front, no hook, nothing.
Hey, no hook at all, man.
Yeah,
no periods, no punctuation.
Yeah, we just write. You know, I'm writing to the whole beat. I'm writing to other folks' songs. The whole song. Ain't no instrumental. I'm just writing to their song.
And so, I mean, I just look back at when I was writing and stuff I was listening to. You know, with Tupac and Spice One and all that kind of stuff, and then I look at what my sons are listening to now, and it's not a knock on what they're listening to, but there's different reasons why we listening to how we listen to things. You know, so I try to figure out the reason of why they, you know, listen to who they listen to, and they say that person motivates them, or you know, I guess the same way I can say that back then it worked for me. You know, that person motivated you to want to keep listening to them, you know. But, you know, I don't know, man. It's this generation and our generation got to come to agreement somewhere on the lines of, you know, saying as far as the music go. You know. Man,
you know, I just having these conversations, you know, we were seeing, like, you know, generation after generation, like, you know, my parents were born in the 50s. So, you know, they was teenagers in the, you know, teenagers, early 20s in the 70s. I born in 79, so some of the stuff that they were listening to, I'm sure their parents was like, this is wild, you know what I'm saying? James Brown and Funkadelic and all of that type of stuff, like,
Marvin
that
Gaye.
was progressive compared to the music of the 50s, you know what I'm saying? So, I think each generation has there are different levels of substance in the music. You know what I'm saying? The music artists are supposed to speak to the times that you're living in and inform the people. Like, artists have that obligation. You know what I'm saying? So as artists, we've tried to use our knowledge and experiences to put into the music to add to the substance of what we ain't just making music for the sake of making music.
Yeah.
You know.
And what you've been taught, you know, like growing up, I listened to Jimi Hendrix, and you know, they play Genesis. I mean, they play Earth, Wind, and Fire all the time. I mean, I heard that stuff, and so that also played on the psyche of what I was listening to, and I was able to, you know, mix it together and put it in my music. You know, so I mean, if mama listen to little Boosie or whatever, you know, normally the child gonna listen to that, you know,
Right.
which is, you know, nothing wrong with listening to rap, little Boosie or none of that stuff, but it's just we got to get well rounded in, you know, what we're doing. We got to understand where some of our music come from, and our music didn't start with rap, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if somebody just listens to our music all day long, you still gotta understand where our music come from. Like you can't listen to us all day and not know where it started and where it come from. You know.
I think just, you know, bringing in that aspect of, you know, the music I was listening to, the hip hop rap I was listening to, they were sampling music from the 80s and the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So. And I hear my mama playing their records,
Yeah.
and then I turn around and hear Ice Cube. I'm like, Mama, they was playing this
Yeah.
the other day. You know what I'm saying? So I go get my mama them records and listen to the whole song. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm grooving to this. I can groove to this same way. So it helped me to gain a better respect for my parents' generation of music, because the rappers was taking that music, you know what I'm saying, and updating it per se. You know, so. It's kind of funny today to hear music from the 90s and early 2000s being sampled, you know what I'm saying, for this generation. It's 2020, you know what I'm saying? So the music I would listen to as a teenager, they sampling that today.
Yeah.
Like that's old school now, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just put me back in my childhood phase of just trying to understand that. But I think our music then had a little more balance to it.
A little more substance.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, you wasn't just forced to get one thing.
Yeah.
You had new NWA, you had Public Enemy.
Yeah.
I listened to both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and speaking on, like I said, like if you listen to Lil Boosie, understand Lil Boosie also listen to a lot of stuff, so you're gonna hear that in his music. You don't know that because all you listening to is the rapping part, but it's way more to it, man. These rappers and a lot of these artists out here, man, are well rounded in other music. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're able to get beats and add on there. And you like them, you not knowing that they may have got that beat from Sade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they may have sampled Prince. You know, they may have went back and sampled Parliament. You know, yeah, it's just one of them things, man, that we all got to learn. You know. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know, you know, listening to music back then. But like I said, being a father now, you know, you kind of backtrack yourself, like, man, what did I listen to? You know, I mean, was it as bad as this? You know,
yeah, it's a judgment call. I know I listened to some, you know, I mean, I listened from MC Hammer and DJ Jazzy Jeff to Brother Lynch Hung and Esham and all, you know what I'm saying? So. And, you know, the Baby Ghetto Boy, you know, Gangsta Nip, you know, so I listen to I mean, that's just, I'm talking about rap, like, my parents is playing jazz, soul music. I mean,
MCE.
Yeah, what up, man? This your brother.